thing I thought.
No, I need to.
It's almost as if we know what he's like.
I don't know what the hell are you talking about.
Uh-huh.
This is clear discrimination.
Yes,
Never.
it is.
Never will I ever discriminate against one of my players. I do nothing but love you guys forever.
And try and kill us forever.
Yeah,
Yeah, that too. That
he's just as committed to killing us all evenly.
yeah, because I love you guys, and that's the way this goes. All right. So now that everybody's settled and everybody's in, I need to firstly move. I can't stand when I'm not on the left-hand side, so I'm gonna move. Let's get Carr out of the way as well, so my things are all across the bottom, and get next to Rosie and Sword and Dahl next to. I feel better, more comfortable, more happy about my universe. So, from where we left off last week, guys, get that light. Just fuck off, actually. Forget it. Go away. There we go. Now I'm dark. But you know what? Night dark. Evil. Right. So, from where we left off last week, guys, party, battered, bruised, distraught, alone, decided to go their separate ways. Lots and lots of things happened. We had a seriously intense moment between the star-crossed lovers of Benjamin and Rosie. It wasn't Rosie. It was Benjamin and Layla, who had a major falling out simply because they both chose different sides, and just like Romeo and Juliet, it was a conversation had where two hearts were broken by two people, and nothing really seemed to be able to mend that breakage. We have a argument that led to a friendship ending, irrevocable choices that led to the loss of friendship. Then, on top of that, we had a choice of Benjamin kind of going to his own thing in a very special way that even Benjamin doesn't know about yet. But we were introduced to the messenger of Benjamin, Sorndal, and vice versa, as Layla finished her mission, finding out something very interesting in the city of Gearsom, heading home, and leaving Carr with the young, watchful eye of Aveline, our new character. Carr went on a magical journey back to his village with Layla, and Layla got to meet a few interesting characters along the way, including the lead seer of the village, and had some very interesting conversations. Carr was further informed of his need to get to Gearsom, and received a bow via a trial of strength, which he almost failed. He was very lucky. You went to Gearsom and saw the wrecked hell that is Gearsom, and met young Aveline. And then we had Rosie, who probably had the most dramatic time. Dramatic or traumatic? Both, I think, were very apt for Rosie. She, seeing the destruction and turmoil of the village of Pencaster, seeing the greed and hatred, she ended up creating her own enclave, her own forest, her own grove of druidness. But this grove was, I don't want to say tainted because it's not the correct word, Rosie, but this grove was enchanted with crystalline energy. You embracing the Maloon, you becoming part of that circle of life almost, created this grove out of a forest of beautiful crystalline creatures, woods, and you embraced that. And as you did so, you saved many children and went to war with Benjamin's father. The war was short, sweet, and bloody, with you showing everybody that actually the beasts that you now harbor within your grove have embraced that crystalline energy too. You've grown stronger with it, so have they. And then you and Jafuni met up for some hunting. That hunting led you to the city of Gearsom, where you now stand outside in the stench of death. And now we rewind 3 months as we head to Boris's 3 months.
Yeah.
So, Boris,
Yes.
as the battle ends and you look about you, the Zulsolsus Archipelagum, the magic that was flowing through it, you turn around and see that beautiful golden fencing that had animals moving on it disappears. The beautiful mansion-like building that you entered had a room in gone. As you stand there, belongings, books, weapons are spewing out of this cottage that now stands. And as you look over at Muldoon School of Magic and Arwen's the Articus of Arwen and the College of Atene, you instantly see that all the magic has failed. The power that was in this city has faded, and you realize at that moment that whatever Arwen was doing in terms of powering through those Maloon energies, it was powering this city's magical core, where everybody was clearly drawing magic from and why these schools were here. And now you stand before 4 very simple cottages, the magic failing, the college of the Articus of Arwen destroyed, the open wound is there, and you take a deep breath. You breathe.
Okay, yes. Carry
Go.
on.
No, you go.
I would be looking for who was in charge of the school.
It doesn't take you too long. You see a orc female, long robes, massive, thick dreads, intertwined with like beautiful coppers and brasses and golds through her dreads, braided down really neatly. She's not got dirty dreads. Her dreads are like manicured and maintained. They're long, almost like braids, but thick, hard dread hair. And you see her for the first time, and just tears stream down her face as she looks at her school. And her hands are out. And make an insight check.
Make insight check. Very well. Insight. I'm not sure why she's crying.
You look at her and you're like, but you still have magic. Fix it. And she looks at you and she says, I try, child. I try. And she's pushing her power, and you watch as she sweats physically. And the visage of the old school appears momentarily, and she feels it, and she leans in, and it fades. And it comes back, and it fades, and the sweat starts to pour down her body, and you can see physically she's in like actual agony, trying to bring back what was lost. And you watch as someone else comes over. A slender male, human. He looks and he says, I have a message, Lady Zoltan. I have a message. Helen Midwick says that this is a endeavor we cannot push right now. The ley lines of magic that gave the power of this illusion is gone. And we must pause for now and find a way to regain this ley magic that we are now missing.
So, when will schools be back? I came here to learn magic. Now you say no magic.
The school will not stop teaching you. We will find another place. Maybe outside town for now. We have many students.
Okay, so I help, and then tomorrow we start fresh.
And I want you to make just a general charisma check with advantage.
General charisma.
Because you're not trying to persuade her, but it's just your buoyantness of the, and she looks at you, says, tomorrow might be too soon.
Fine. What can I do to speed things up?
Collect books, items, divvy them amongst the people. Find, if you wish to find my apprentice. His name is Vurim. He is the keeper of all items. He has lists. You can help him do. Get everything back to the people it belongs to, and we will dispense.
Okay. I will find him and books. Okay. And yeah, I start looking for him, and if I see anything that looks interesting and
you don't find things, you find just like your arcanic nature. You look around you and there is just magic everywhere. You've never felt so much magic in one place in so many different things. And it's not just from your school. This whole quad is now full of magical items. It's like fucking, like when you open a chest in a game and it just spews out. That's what's effectively happening right now. As the ley magic fades out and all these items are shoved out of these schools, like the quad itself is just about to be inundated. And make an insight check.
Insight.
In fact, no, fuck that. Perception. But you rolled an 18, so fuck it, I'll give it to you, because I changed it.
Well, let's just see what happens,
fine.
because it's both wisdom, technically, and I'm proficient in neither, so it's the same roll.
Insight. We'll go with the insight. You realize right now that there are two choices you could make, Boris. There's going to be a lot of magical loot up for grabs, as so many items are spewing out of all of the schools, except the Articus of Arwen, which doesn't seem to have anything happening to it as it was blown to bits. But these three other schools, you look and you instantly recognize people are panicking because magical items are literally just flying into the air, and there could be a lot of money had or a lot of magical items gained, or you can protect your own group's items. It's your choice.
So, I look to. You said it was a half walk.
No, an orc.
An orc.
Yeah, she's
I
massive.
I just look and I say, okay, collect the items. Bags. And I look for some bags or sacks or anything. And I just like very loudly, I'm just being like, must save items for the school. Must save items. And I'm just collecting a bunch of stuff, putting in my bag. I don't care which school it's from. But I'm making it seem like I'm collecting it for the school.
What I'm asking you is simple, and you know what's coming next is, are you moving towards the other schools and collecting their shit, or are you just collecting, like, what's the plan here?
How you say stuff's just like being emptied into the courtyard.
Into the quad, yeah.
Into the quad.
I would say with the insight that you rolled and the perception you've rolled, there are a lot of people now fastly moving around and gathering bags. But in the melee of what's going on, you don't really know who is who. Because obviously you're new here anyway. But you've got a couple of sacks. There are more people with sacks that are clearly collecting items. Some of them are coming close to you. Others are staying near other schools. You make the decision. Are you stealing or are you keeping?
I will work my way towards the edge of one of the other schools as well. And start collecting. I'm just working my way out.
Give me 2 seconds. I'm going to just go to the college quad so you can see it. You might have to... I would zoom out to probably 50%. In fact, 40% would be better.
Yeah.
You are there right now, Boris. You've got to the right of you, you've got the College of Athene. And to the south of you, you've got Muldoon School of Magic.
Right. So, yeah, I am over here. So I would start. And where is the most damage? This down here was the exploded area.
That's the exploded area.
All right. And just out of curiosity, what's like the range that things are flying out of these now closed illusionary areas?
The range is probably about 100, depending on the size and weight of the item. It goes from 5 feet to about 130 feet.
So I'm sort of,
I'm just going pretty far.
Yeah, I'm just gonna draw here so you can see. I'm sort of gonna work my way towards. Oh, what am I doing here? That's a shape. Stupid. Draw a freehand. So I'm like working my way towards the middle, but then I will sort of branch out into this area as well.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, I'm not going too close. Plausible deniability.
Plausible deniability. I'm with you. So what I want you to do, because you're not even going to make a perception check, because you're new here, so you're just grabbing, right? But you've kind of clocked that actually, if you come over to this side, you're likely to get some items that aren't yours, right? I want you to make... I'll give you advantage, because it is a melee. I want you to make sleight of hand with advantage. If you make 12 or higher, we'll say you get 4 items that aren't yours. 15 or higher, you get 8 items that aren't yours. If you roll a nat 20, I will give you a super sick item plus the other 8.
This is just...
You get advantage.
Advantage, but come on, Boris, you bastard. No! I'm skilled in so many random things that have nothing to do with anything Boris has come across yet in his life.
So, you managed to get a couple of wands. They don't look overtly impressive, but when you hold them, you feel the arcane surge through them. And you find one book. This one book is deep, deep black leather. On the front of it is a literal wheel with what looks like a crocodile's eye in the middle of the wheel. And that's what you get. of the other items. You spend the better part of your night collecting, going back and forth, doing so. By the time you finish, like, getting everyone's kind of like segregated off their areas. They're like now like tribes of Muldoon schools of magic, wizards and witches and warlocks, everything collecting their bits. Everyone's kind of sectioned it off. And as you guys finish collecting all your bits up, you head back for the night. And Zoltan, she looks at you and says, "We go now. We go." And it's that
I assume I
weird...
got like 4 bags of stuff. I'm just like,
Loads,
yes!
loads, yeah. Boris, you've done really, really good. You've collected so many things, and you know the male who was like inviting you in before, the guy who high-fived you, showed you the magic, and you know he's out here giving back the items to everybody, working super hard, getting everybody back in the right kind of place in terms of their items. And there's like long queues of people and lots of people arguing, "Hey, that's my item! No, that's my book!" And you know, and he's like, calm down, it'll all be fine, we'll work it out." And then as the magic finally leaves and all the items are gone, you watch as each college, school, wizarding academy, whatever you wish to see them as, departs Pencaster for the night in large droves. Over the next 2 weeks, you support in building a new home, which effectively extends Pencaster. You hear rumour, Boris, of a furbolg taking children in. You hear a rumour of a forest growing in size at incredibly unnatural pace. You hear a rumour of crystal formations building, birds with crystalline wings and beaks, and like bears and wolves appearing. You hear rumour of druids appearing out of nowhere, like a siren's call has pulled them in. You also hear the clash of metal, the clang of battle. You hear rumour that the people's champions are split, that Carr and Layla have left. No one has seen Jafuni. What has become of Benjamin? You hear rumour of a new Emerald Runner seen in the village. But this one was not fast. So much happens.
And what of Tobin?
Make an investigation check.
Nope.
You try and find Tobin. And it takes you about another week and a half, so it's like almost a month now before Tobin comes back. And you see Tobin, Boris, a changed man. That for the glory, that cheer, that joy, his eyes are changed. And in fact, he approaches you, finding you. And he says to you, I'm leaving the magic schools. I'm gonna help Rosie in what she has started.
What? One of those like, what?
We broke the world, Boris. We've witnessed things that I was not ready for. And glory be damned, Boris. That thing was living and it was a child. And
many children die of many different things.
Did you not hear?
Cannot let every small change drag you down. You must look forward.
3,000 years, Boris. 3 1,000 years, Boris.
But
And
I
then
can't imagine it. Not even... Man,
exactly,
then
Boris.
Not
Exactly.
even 5/10.
Not even Boris. Listen to what you just said. They are more than 110s, Boris. He's like,
Yes.
he doesn't know how to explain it to you. He says, I stand with Rosie, and he puts his hand in the air and he flings a whole bunch of papers that are guided on a gust.
This is littering! Goddamn! We're trying to clean the city.
Boris, you should come with me to the Grove.
To the Grove.
What Rosie is building is gonna make a much better place. It's gonna be better, I promise.
What will be better?
The world.
The world is a very big place. You cannot make the world better with one building.
She's not making one building. She's making a home for the displaced and damaged. And she's embracing something that is more powerful than anything I have ever seen. Arcanum-based or naturally based. She's mixing the two and splicing it into something more. And people flock to her. I am one of them, and I am leaving, and I think you should come.
Well, I will visit to see. But still have much to learn.
And he turns and he leaves.
I'm like, how far is it?
Just follow, as you say that, follow the sparkle of the night sky. You cannot miss it.
So, like, 5 kilometers. 2, 3, 2 days, 1 day.
He doesn't speak. He turns, he goes.
I'm just like, nah, Tobin. So easily swayed by strange things.
So, Boris, you spend the next month. Oh, I don't know if you put the 3,000 XP on, by the way, for your character. I gave it to you.
I did not.
Okay, so
I did not.
put that on. Over the next month, you sit there and you study. And as you do study, you mess with grimoires, writing magic in books. And like a special child, you are watched, enjoyed. And it's about 2 weeks into the next month where Zol comes to you and she says to you, I have watched you, child. Watched you practice with these books. You are aware this is not your power. Nothing the book can hold will power you.
So then I will find a different book.
Okay. And she pats you on the head. You're big, she's bigger. She's an orc. She's huge. Her deep red skin, and she pats you on the Boris, I wish you to take a message to a city called Gearsom. It is far in the north, in the last continent of the dwarves, and I wish for you to go see my cousin.
Okay, I can do this. Just one question.
Yes.
You say no books will help.
Yes. You are...
Then what will help.
For you is why I send you, my cousin. The nature of magic is, for me, is in books, it's in runes, it's in scripture. For you, it's in your soul. It's part of you. It is binding, controlling, releasing. It is nature in itself, in its terms and its wheels. It is something that is more than just learning. And she will show you.
Okay.
Her name
This sounds
is,
good.
Her name is Karama.
Karama. Okay. Is she also a orc?
She, no. She's, how do I describe? She's a half giant. Not really my cousin. Cousin by magic.
She's Goliath.
No. She is a half giant.
Oh. Okay, then easy to see.
Yes.
All right, going to Gearsom. When do I leave?
If you are ready, I will send you now.
Oh, okay. How will I be going?
And she literally looks you in your face and just slams you in your chest. And you feel, you know that, do you ever like put the Hoover on your hand? That suction? You literally feel that like right behind you, and you feel almost like you're being pulled through the eye of a needle. It's the most uncomfortable, disconcerting feeling. And then you look around you and you stand in front of a cave. You are atop of a mountain covered in snow. The snow is just like almost like a wind of billowing, hitting you. Think of like Hoth, but a lonely mountain Hoth.
Yeah, since I suddenly appear in a new location,
Yes.
Boris drops into like one of the more intimidating fighting poses that he would have come across.
I want you to make a perception check.
slash yoga pose.
Okay. I want you to make a perception check, please.
Perception. Oh, these are always.
But to be
great.
fair,
They're
perception or
negative.
investigation is your choice.
Or investigation. That's not a negative modifier. I'll take that.
Because you are in a new place.
Investigate 13. Lucky for some.
As you wheel and you turn, you look around you, and you see below you, through like almost like fogged glasses because of how thick this like cloud is, you realize that you're very, very high up, and you see below you what looks like the remnants of a city that has been smashed crazily, like battered and oblivion. And the land before you, just, it looks speckled, like almost like spots everywhere, large spodges of black, where something below you, like thousands of feet below you, are it's a scary sight. It doesn't, nothing about this scene looks right. And as you turn around, you hear you speak giant, right?
I believe so. Double check. Yes.
You hear the familiar guttural sounds my cousin has sent another one.
I'm just like, greetings! Because I haven't heard giant in so long.
And as you turn around, you look up and standing 16 feet tall is this huge, like, did you watch Futurama? You know
Not much.
okay,
But,
but do you know the snoo snoo women?
I mean, I can imagine a giant female. It's not difficult.
Good. Good. So
You mean
as
like those like in World of Warcraft, those Titan like mechanic like machine people.
she is 16 foot high, 11 foot wide. She's got arms thicker than tree trunks, legs about the same. She looks like some weird creature. She looks like she's got the arms and legs of a giant, but her body in the middle is kind of squat. So she's
Yeah.
kind of like a huge dwarf, effectively.
That is a very unsettling
Right? She's huge.
image.
And she's got massive, matted, ugly, dirty hair, huge teeth, and one tusk coming out of one side, and the other one is a tusk that's bent the wrong way and snapped. And she just looks at you. She says, "Is your magic coming natural to you, child?"
That is what they say.
You
One day, I just started doing things like, ice and this and that.
show me.
Alrighty, I will just send one of my cantrips. Yeah, I'll send like a ray of frost at the wall. Turn around, do some like prestidigitation in the air, like, little sparks and shit. Then I'll turn and I'll blur myself. Actually, yeah.
What level is blur? Level 2. Okay.
Second.
Okay. So, as you cast these mundane cantrips, she instantly turns away. I'm not interested in weaklings. And then you blur yourself. And she looks at you and she smiles. And she says, "This is good." And then she clicks her fingers and a wall of fire, 30 feet long, 20 feet high, appears right in front of you. Clear this and then come in.
I stamp my foot and do a Rams binding ice at it.
Oh, I get to make a roll. Okay. Oh, I tell you what, I'll break out. For you, Boris, I'll break out the new die. I get to break out the new die. I haven't done that in a while. Right, here we go. So, 1 to 9, and it will drop 10 or higher. I'm just rolling a straight D20. And as the ice hits it and the wall fades, you notice a moment, a stutter in her steps, and she just waves her hand at you. Come in, come in.
Boris is like, yes, 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 yes. Did you see that?
And then as you say that, and you head into this cave, which is the mouth of the cave is massive, 20 foot high, about 22 feet wide, huge. And then as you enter the cave, it becomes cacophonous, huge. The ceiling is almost invisible to you because there's not a lot of light in there. The width of the cave becomes humongous. This isn't magical, it's clearly just a cave, right? But it's huge. And then you see them. I need you to make a constitution save, please, as actual giants stand in this cave
Constitution.
Yeah, mate, to keep your shit together.
Boris has. Come on! 16.
And it's as the first foot, and you watch as as she looks up at her giant cousins, and that's the only way to describe them. And she says, "Cousins, watch your step. We have a new initiate." And you hear the booming voices. Puny initiate. What power can it have? And one of the frost giants starts to build this massive ball of snow in his hand. I need you to make a dex save DC 14 as he launches a ball of snow straight at you.
I just gotta check something real quick.
You may. You get danger sense as a. I don't know if you get it at level 1. I think it's level 2. You get danger sense as a barbarian.
I was just checking blurs only with attacks, not with saves or anything.
Yes, no, blur's just with attack.
Dexterity save.
DC is 14. As you get blatted by this ball, slammed into the ground, you hear the large yeah, and this hand just grabs you. Go on.
How much damage does it do?
It does nothing to you. It just knocks you to the ground.
So I keep my blur up, in other words,
Yeah.
concentration-wise.
And this hand picks you out of the ground, looks at you, blows literally the snow off your body.
It's like with Jack Sparrow in front of the Kraken, just...
Yeah, exactly. And he puts you down next to the fire. Well, he's not dead. He could stay.
Very good. I'm okay.
And as you rest, you breathe, you look around you, confused like fuck. There are no normal sized people here, Boris. She sent you to a half giant who teaches giants magic. You're about to have an experience, Boris. And your first experience is yoga. You watch as these giants limber up, stretch, in this cave, doing downward facing dog, warrior pose, and all the other... I haven't looked into yoga, but I know downward facing dog and warrior pose. I don't know any others. You know, dog licks bollock or whatever the other fucking poses are.
Yeah.
Right?
Rising sun.
There you go, rising sun. You know, play with the nutsack or whatever the fuck it's called. Like, you know.
I think you broke Yona.
Okay, well that we count that one.
This is the Bakasana. The Virginasana.
So, Boris, I would like you, please, to decide, apart from the amazing yoga sessions you're about to have, what is it you want to learn? What is it you want to gain from your times with Master Carr?
Do I have like some... What are my boundaries here? What are my options? Or do I just spitball anything?
Experience, spells, skill, friendship.
I'll probably... Okay, since I hang around with giants, I assume everything would be extremely heavy.
Everything is
So trying to, because of the situation, I guess it would be heritage of being a Goliath,
Okay.
grow some strength, and since he was sort of focused on ice spells mostly in his tundra environment lifestyle back in the day, maybe a little bit of earthen magic to go with that. You know, like yeah, sort of get that vibe. You know how like earthbenders are in Avatar?
Yeah.
Yeah, they do like some Muay Thai steps. Bam! Rocks in the air, punch it, goes flying. Cool shit like that.
Okay.
If
So,
you know, and then
what
how to
we're gonna
drink
do
with
then-
some giants.
Okay. Well, learning to drink with giants is always fun. I hear it goes really, really well. So, Boris, as you stand on the precipice of your first full week with these giants, I want you to make a strength save. The DC for the first week, as you have never done this level of work before, will be 15
15.
because it's giants.
Come on. No.
So
I roll like shit.
it's your first week, and the giants don't let up on you. You want to learn that strength, that warrior strength, and you work hard and you work hard. I want you to roll, please, a D100. 1 to 20, you'll break a couple of fingers. 21 to 40, you're going to break your leg.
Jesus.
41 to 60, nothing happens. 61 to 80, you break a wrist. And 81 to 99, you crack your head open. And on a D100, if you roll 100 flat, I will give you +1 to your strength.
Well, that's a 1 in 100 chance. 92.
So close.
Bust my head open a bit.
So it's while you're working with this like weird rock magic, and you're like, the giants are like stomping their feet and lifting these boulders up that you're pulling and pushing. And there's one time where you pull and just slam yourself in the fucking face with a rock, and you look around like, shit. And it is hilarious for all the giants. All the giants are just falling about everywhere, looking at you like, what the fuck is going on here? As they literally stomp, pick up these magical rocks and fling them about. They're showing you their rock jutsu, for fuck's sake. And you're just sitting there slamming yourself in the face. You get put in the kids' corner where you get to play with some like little pebbles, and they keep rolling snowballs at you to practice with, as you're deemed not good enough to actually start with rocks yet. So you now have to practice with just snowballs because it's deemed safe for you to do so, Boris.
All right. I'm fine.
I'm claiming that one as well, Yona, by the way.
Boris's first training weights.
So,
Mother always said, don't take rocks to the face.
his
That's
mother
bad.
was smart.
Sure, that's not all she said.
So, as you spend your second week in training, again, as you rolled so badly, in fact, this time I want you to make a dex save, please. Because you're doing yoga as well. This one's a little lower. You're quite flexible. The DC's only
I
30.
would. Yeah, I just I need to add 1 to these rolls because I'm technically I've leveled up after that 3000 XP and I haven't done it yet.
Okay.
But it's fine. It's fine. See if it makes a deal. 16 is fine still. We're playing hardball here.
You bend, you twist, you become smoother, swifter. You find that inner zen within yourself, that focus, that calm, and almost like Yoda teaching Luke on Dagobah, in a singular moment of focus and control. When you breathe in deeply, you get your hand gestures just right, and the rocks around you start to lift. And you focus. I want you to make a Constitution save. In fact, no. What's your spellcast? Charisma, right?
My spell casting is charisma, yeah.
Make a charisma save, please. The DC will be 13, just like the check for your deck.
15.
Okay. And as you hold these rocks, you watch as you don't even watch, you can just feel them, you can sense them. You sense in that moment all the giants are watching you. You feel like 12 rocks are around you, floating in the air. You open your eyes, and they're still up. All the eyes of all the giants are watching you. And there is the half giant, standing directly in front of you, doing a full, upward chest yoga thing, where she's bending her body. I don't know what the fuck it's called, but she's doing a yoga pose right in front of you, smiling. What are you doing with those rocks?
Who was the giant that threw the snowball at me? Can I see him?
Mate, there's 8 giants in there. There's a couple of frost giants, some storm giants, and just some regular giants in there. The frost giant that threw his snowball at you is standing across the way, watching you very intently. You see him, he's looking at you. You instantly lock eyes with this giant with like snaggly brick-like teeth and like a mane of ice-white hair. And he looks down at you. There might be a grin there. He might be like, can he even do anything with this power?
Okay, first I try to just move the rocks around me to see how much I focus on one rock in particular and try and just move, not the biggest, the second biggest one.
Okay, so as you hold all of them in place and you close your eyes again and you take that pose and you focus, and as you focus, that one rock starts to orbit around you, floating round and round. Do you speed it up?
I try to see if I'm going to be able to get the distance if I wanted to just
Make another charisma save, excuse me. And this again,
save.
as you're speeding up, I'm going to raise the DC by 1. It's 14.
Ugh. No!
And it's that moment where you've got your head bandaged and you're spinning this rock, and with a nat 1, you're so happy that it's spinning that you don't see it coming. And just crash! Just slam yourself in the face again as you smash the rock into your own face. And as you lose focus, all the rocks fall and they're just like tumbling on you. I need you to make a dex save with disadvantage as the largest rock is coming towards you. You've not had the best month, so I'm not going to lie to you guys. It's not going well for you, mate.
A dex save with disadvantage?
10. You just got to make a 10.
Oh, you.
So, as you miss, the rock falls, slamming your ankle. All right. I want you to make a medicine check, Boris.
Well, this should be a fantastic check here. Something I'm not proficient in either, and have a negative mod on. Dude.
You stop, you try and stand up, and as you try and stand up, you slip and fall, the weight underneath your foot. You've definitely broken your ankle. And it's as you spend the next 2 weeks recovering. I want you to make another charisma save, because you're not going to give up on spinning these rocks. You want to get it right. The DC will be 13 to get it started.
Charisma save.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I'm gonna take that one. By the way, I'm taking that one.
That's great. That is great. I'm gonna my internet my power is gonna go out soon as well, by the way.
Okay, cool.
Gives himself
So,
hernia.
so
In like 2 minutes.
with
So-
your leg
back
being
clutch.
broken and not fully recovering, we'll say for the sake of the story that
The rolls are the rolls. Just say what you gotta say.
Karama takes you down to the city of Gearsom to be medically checked on. And as you are left by the half giant at the gates of Gearsom, you see Jathuni, Rosie, Carr, and two people you've never seen before.
And I'm just like covered in bandages. I'm like,
Yeah, you're just fucked up. And not good bandages either. They're the half
Hey!
giant.
you should see the other ones. Okay, my power's probably gonna cut now, so I actually want to preemptively shut some stuff down.
Cool. Thanks for even getting here, man. Appreciate it.
But yeah, that's a good place to end it because if
Yeah.
it doesn't cut, I'll come back on. But otherwise, yeah, I'm just gonna shut everything down safely. Cool. Cheers.
Peace.
Catch you, Mondo.
All right, and I think that is where we shall go for. Oh, fucking! I hate it when it does that shit. Now I'm on the bottom. I've got to do a full change.
That's where you belong, motherfucker.
All right.
So whose grandmother did he forget to carry up a mountain?
I think with that
I was
being
waiting for
done,
him to be used as a butt plug.
with that being done, what we'll do is we'll take our break now because I think that's a great place to take the break. We'll do a 10-minute break. We'll be right back, guys. 10 minutes. See you all soon. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you very much for your time and patience of our break. We did enjoy mocking ourselves. So, I guess I will take on Boris for now.
Hopefully you can roll better.
I will definitely roll better for Boris. That should not be hard. He says without having
I was,
the actual game open.
I was gonna say you
To be fair,
can't really roll worse.
3 nat ones
3 nat ones in a night is pretty impressive.
in a night in 20 minutes.
It's a night for him. So, oh, sneezing coming. Excuse me, my apologies. I couldn't even get to the mute button there. That was just brain melt. Right. So, as we stand before the city and the body says, "Hello, everybody. How are we doing today? I've been training in the mountains with the giants."
It's back.
I lean over to Rosie. Who is he? I don't recognize him with all the bandages and stuff.
It's Boris Jafuni. How can you not remember me? For the glory.
How could I ever forget you?
You know, you froze me. I had to use my friend Tobin to carry me back to town. You made a big joke in my face. Ha 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 ha. And who is these two you have with you? These two I don't know. Carr! Who is these ones?
Question: How long? So Aveline would have been.
Should have been with you for a little
For a
while.
little while.
Saundar, you wouldn't know. Everyone's just arriving. Effectively, you and Aveline have been together for a little bit, and everyone else has just arrived now.
I just heard and said, "This is Aveline." Don't worry. And lean over and it's like, "Don't worry too much about him." And then I just look at Jathuni and Rosie, and it's like, it's good to see you, but what are you doing here? And yeah, who's this one?
It's been a long 3 months. I think they said it was 3 months. Yeah, me and Jithuni were finally trying to hunt down the Emerald Runner in Pencaster, and big surprise, the Emerald Runner is really fast and slipped through our grasp a few times. Tobin found some information that said we might be able to find something to help us capture and deal with the Emerald Runner up here. So, yeah. We saw Layla on the way down. She seems very Layla-ish. And this this is Sorndal. Apparently he's a messenger. He said he had a messenger for somebody up here. I think. Am I getting that correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, Saundar, stand before you is Carr.
When are we entering the city?
We go now. I have to fix my foot.
Did you get it stuck in your mouth again?
No,
That's another break.
I dropped many rocks on my foot.
I think that
I'm
was
sorry.
2, to be honest. From
You only get one.
Neil's reaction as well.
You only get one per break.
Well, the getting into the city's not easy. They don't really let anyone in. I've been here for a little while now, trying to get in and find information, and they're not very yeah, they just don't seem to let anyone in now after what's happened. I mean,
Yeah.
you can see it's just they have these incredible flying ship that keeps coming along though.
And it's as you say that you hear the daily whir of the ships that coming over the top of the city, flying out. And it's quite an incredible sight to behold.
Follow me. I have, or I should have access to the city. I may be able to help you get in.
I will follow him. I need to fix my...
I just look at Rosie and Jithuni and I'm like, is this guy on the level?
I don't know.
Rosie shrugs.
Shrug.
How well is Carr associated with the wider world? Would he know of the organization? Because he's not hiding the fact he portrays it quite.
It and Carl makes a history check and he may recognise it.
Yes, I work as basically a mailman, but I travel the world. I deliver message on the honour of all of us. If I fail, then I must pay the price.
Do you give the name of your company?
I'm looking through my messages.
So I mean, Carl's like being bounty hunter, knows of criminal organisations.
Yeah, the postal guard.
Make a history check, Carl. Doesn't ring a bell.
So I'm just like, is this a legitimate organisation?
Yeah, very legit.
Well, we service all of Bodom well at least. So.
Sorendar spent some time telling you about the company and its goal to allow freedom of transfer of information with a extra level of protection for guarded secrets and like hidden information. His overriding ethos of the company is that we will protect your information and our couriers will do nothing to view any of that. And he even shows you a sealed scroll that he physically isn't allowed to open otherwise. And he explains to you that he being in service to the postal guard also means that if he does open these letters, he actually is physically punished. Do you tell them what the punishment is?
Well, I wouldn't imagine he knows. He's just been told, but he knows it's to do with the tattoo because that was magically inscribed on him by the guard.
Yeah.
And he passes that sort of information on. As long as he has this mark, he cannot open any seal created by the guard.
On pain of something.
And you think you can get us in?
Well, if you look at the seals, this seal is for the leader of Gearsom. I'm sure they will let me in.
And true enough, Carr, you've been in the city long enough. You see the symbol, you recognise it. It seems... make a perception check if you wish. Or an insight check, your choice. He's on the up and up. He's not lying to you in any way, shape, or form.
Please. Just...
It leads the way. But yeah, I don't know if anyone's seen the masks around my waist. That maybe I put them a little off, but
I'm ready to go fix my foot. Please, Mr.
It's
Sordal, please take us inside.
Yeah, he walks forward, but you see the little vein pop in his head when he says his name incorrectly.
So, as you approach the main city hall, you're allowed inside the starting area, almost like the outskirts.
Yeah.
Where Carr and Aveline... Is it Aveline or Aveline? What am I saying it wrong?
Eveline.
Aveline, I almost said Aveline. Aveline have spent the better part of 2 weeks here trying to gain access without any actual success. You lead through, having been here before, Sandar. You know you've travelled pretty much a whole heap of the world.
Yeah.
You know you are a travelled man, and you head straight to the main gate that leads to the inner city itself, where actually the city might still be alive, right? You're greeted by the guards, who acknowledge your arrival. You show them the symbol of your eye. They acknowledge. You show them the missive and the scroll, and they say, "So, are they with you?"
They are, yes.
Okay. 6 coming in. 6 coming in. Please do me a favor, everybody. As you are coming into the city, I would like you to stand single file, and the pair of them click their fingers, and an arch of like what looks like liquid water appears out of the ground and curves over. We one at a time, please walk through the arch.
As he's passing the guard, thank you for your service. And he slips him a gold.
Yes, thank you very much. It takes me, and he magics a table. I think. Please put all of your metal belongings on the table, and then walk through the arch.
Okay, this takes a bit of time. You see, he has 2 daggers that he places on the table, and then 30 throwing knives from various different fucking places just get placed all over the place.
Okay, and as you just you pull him out of your hair and behind your ear, and the secret slots, and they're like like what looks like a pocket is actually just a knife slot, and you just and all the knives come out and you put them all down, and as you finish, the guy looks, he's like, are you done?
I am, yes.
Walk through.
He does.
And as you walk through, the water itself glows like piss yellow. And you walk through and everything's fine. You're handed your goods in a little haversack, and you are gain entrance to the city. Who's next?
I mean, the whole time,
just think it's like watching, yeah. I really don't want to.
Carl was like watching all these where all these knives are coming from, and he's like, it's sort of like just a little bit impressed, but also a little bit, who the fuck is this person?
It's a fair moment to take, because it does take him about 6.5 minutes to remove all his blades.
And then by the time he all gets ready, he'll probably be putting the last one in.
With sort of spending all this time trying to get in, Carr just walks up, puts his 2 daggers, the rapier, and a few other bits and pieces. His 2 bows and whip he carries through with him.
Yep.
It's not metal, and he's not letting go of his bow. And walks through.
For you, the water turns piss yellow as well, and you cleared through, and again, a haversack of your goods is given to you. Who's next?
Rosie will go ahead and go next. And it's really easy for her because she literally carries nothing metal. So
And-
she just steps through.
And as you go to step through that, excuse me, all metal goods must be placed on the table.
She just looks over at him, purposefully using the crystal eye. Goes, do I look like I carry metal?
He looks up at you. Druid! Come on.
She steps through.
As you step through, Rosie, the water turns a deep shade of red. Guards look at you, nod. They don't
Okay.
do anything. You haven't handed them anything, so they've got nothing to give you. Jithuni, by this time you should have been able to undoff your armor with all of this stuff. And you, do you remove all of your metal?
Yes. Takes off her chainmail and her warhammer and all of her gold. And she
Okay.
sets it down and she takes the warhammer and she lays it down very hard. Boom! That's my gold.
Okay.
Fuck.
And as you walk through the arch of water actually solidifies and goes like white. And you
As
watch
in-
as the go on.
Like I'm stuck in it, or it goes white.
No. It
Okay.
goes the arch itself goes solid and white.
Okay.
And you hear the call. Very powerful magic user coming.
She's like, yep.
You collect all your stuff. They send an unseen servant to help you redoff your armor, so it doesn't take you 6 weeks to do so. Aveline.
Just see a Milwaukee drill putting bolts back into place.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, she'd let Boris go first because she wants to see what everyone comes up as. She's
Okay.
very distrustful.
Okay, so Boris hobbles through with his staff, and I'm just gonna say I'm not looking through his inventory, but he puts everything he needs to put down. As it goes through, again, it goes not hard white like Jithuni, but it goes white and still flows. Magical user! As he crosses through. And you see Boris is like, not powerful magical user? And he looks at Jithuni. Jithuni! How do you get so strong? As he collects his haversack of stuff.
You're just. Some people are born with it. Some people aren't.
Mm.
This is true! Boris was not born with it!
And she just continues getting her stuff and putting it on. Like,
So Aveline.
Yep, she'll put her hand axe, her sword, and her hunting trap on the side and walk through.
Okay. And as you do all this stuff, your arch goes red as well. A nod. Now your red isn't as deep and as dark as Rosie's red, but red nonetheless. And as she passes it, another druid?
Yes? Do you have a problem with druids?
No. Please excuse. No. I have no problem with the druid whatsoever. You don't look the type. You give him the look that you're giving me right now.
She's trying to process that, like, what exactly do I look like?
Well, You don't look like a druid. You are very much a warrior woman. Apart from your clothes, because, you know. Like that one
Quite
there.
well in these clothes, thank you very much.
Oh, I'm not. Please excuse. Maybe the language is not the best. You know, to translate in from my place to your place. Where are you from, pretty lady?
Odinwell?
No, Bottomwell is humongous. Where are you from, pretty lady?
The mountains around Warrenwatch.
Oh, I hear that the mountains are quite small around Morinwatch. And he turns and he points. You see the real mountains right here. Is proper mountains. We call it the edge of the world.
I would happily climb them.
Oh, if you do, be careful. Many giants. There is a alcove where a sorcerer named well, there is a sorcerer. She teaches magic up there. If that is something you're interested in, but it's difficult to get entry. You must have and Boris pipes up. You must be sorcerer. Net magic. So, I must fix my foot. Are we going or not? Mr. Sorndal. Sordal, sorry,
we
Mr.
go.
Sordal.
What did you even do to your foot?
I dropped a number of rocks on my foot. I was doing great magic. You would be very impressed with my power for the glory. I was doing some very good yoga. I focus and I lifting the boulders up. I got excited with what I was doing. I spin in one round. It hit me in the face. And the other one, the big one, the really big, like huge one, it fell on my foot. Not so good.
Would Sorndal know where the medical area would be? In the
Yeah,
city?
you're pretty versed in this city. You'd be able to get around pretty easily.
He just walks up to Boris. Come on, big one. I will take you to the medical place.
I would say because Sondal, you are, like I said, you are a traveler, a courier of information. You would know that the others couldn't be without you. They have to stick with you.
Okay. Yeah, I would just let them know. You know, you can't roam freely, unfortunately.
And it takes you about 6 minutes to find the medical area. And as you arrive there, there is a whole bunch of medical gnomes. You know, they are the medics of this area, and they are not clerics. They are actual medics.
Yeah.
They, like, you know, school of doctoracy. They are actual doctors. They are not studies of faith. They are doctors. They are scientists and hard workers. The gnome stores is what they're called, the stores, and they often focus on healing and taking care of basically the people of the city. And as the Goliath arrives, they are talking in Gnomish very happily. Does anyone speak Gnomish?
Rosie does.
Rosie, you hear this high-pitched, delightful chatter, and as they look, they're like, "Ha! Another dumb Goliath smashing his head in with something. Look at the scar on his head, and why is he limping like that?" Is kind of like the conversation. And as they approach, the first one speaks. The gnomish male with a beard that comes probably down to just above his pecs, which is pointed and waxed, and with a little turned-up moustache. And he looks, he's, "Ah, Mr. Goliath! It is a pleasure to see you. What is ailing you today? Can I help you? What happened to your head and your foot?" And Boris just looks at it. "I hurt my head with a rock, and I broke my foot with a bigger rock." And they bring him in, they check him over, they they take him effectively, and this is where we'll say goodbye to Boris as he gets looked after. So, what's the rest of the party doing?
I will leave note with the guard that he's there, and I'll be back to get him.
You know that
Yeah.
you don't even need to do that. You know that he was already complaining. You've taken him to the medical. You know that for the way the city runs, the medical unit the stores will tell the guards that he's there.
Okay.
So it's not something you'll have to do.
Okay, yep. I will be making my way to the mail room, basically, to hand over my message, if you wish to follow.
Well, do we have a choice? I don't think we do. You just said we had to stay
Not
with
if
you.
you want to get thrown in the slammer.
So as you're led to the central hub of Gearsom by Saundal, you see many interesting sights. The city seems to be made of brick and mortar. There seems to be fountains that have running water. There looks to be windmills, and like this city's probably about 100 years more advanced than anything you guys have seen on Boldenwell or the Isle of Jermila. Like comparatively, they are miles ahead here, miles and miles ahead.
Carr would be looking at all of this, finding it fascinating, but at the same time, he's just looking out for anything that looks like a library and trying to pump what races?
What races are mainly in Gearsom, or
No.
who?
Chris's new character.
Saundal is a half-elf drow,
Alright.
so you're ashy blue, right?
Yeah, and I know the token's not the right one, but he's like moonlight white hair, and he's young for a half elf.
No, that's cool. I mean, I'll just be sort of like saying to him, asking how much he knows of the city, and looking for any sort of like places of knowledge and learning, because whether he can take me there or whether and leave me there, or whether we need to be with him at all times.
So, as of right now, Saundal, you know they have to be with you at all times. They haven't got permission to be anywhere else but with you, as you are the missive carrier of information. You do take your time to explain to him the GU, which is Gearsom University.
Yep.
It's a... Okay,
That's another one.
That's another one.
Sorry, it wasn't even you guys.
I'll take it. I don't
Break's
care.
a break.
Yeah.
I think Kirsty's stalking the odds here. She's trying to get the victory.
No! I was laughing at my friend. He keeps missing when he's playing golf.
So, you explain to him about the GU, the university. You explain that inside the university itself is the library of cogs. Not cocks, cogs. And that library is the extensive library of the whole city. It's about the size of a cathedral, and it's filled wall to wall with books. It is thought outside of Morinwatch to be the most extensive learned library that there is, but it's not a library of magic. It's a library of science. And that's the thing that you keep pressing on Carr throughout the whole conversation, and everyone else, is that this city isn't a city of clerics, of magic. It's a city of science, you know. And obviously there are a lot of mages here who seek learning abilities through science, but mainly scientists and people who want to discover the nature of things will come here. You know, it's where you see little flying toys hovering around the streets where kids play, and you know, the city itself, like I said, smells better than most cities you've ever been to. Even though the outside area smelled horrible and the level of death, there seems to be a level of care in this centre that is different from anything else. Just as a quick one, because I haven't got my board up because I didn't put it up today. Anyone got a passive perception of 16 or higher?
I.
God no.
Mine's 16.
16 straight? Is it higher than 16 or is it 16?
16 straight.
Okay. With a 16 straight, on your way round, Carr. Anyone else? In fact, it doesn't matter. I'm telling you anyway. On a 16, you would notice that though this city and this central city seems to be very nice, very pretty and super modern, the marks of battle are still very clear to you. Every now and again, you see a flake of what looks to be a white dragon scale, a brass dragon scale, green dragon scales. There seems to be definite marks of dragon activity in this city. None of it looks fresh at all. But you know, a city that is as clean as this is has points where people are going to miss, and you pick these things up.
So, brass, green,
Green and white.
So these are actual dragon scales I'm seeing.
Like, but not like
Not
whole dragon scales,
bits-
like
bits of.
pieces, like yeah. And because of how close you've been to dragons and the fact that your passive perception is 16, if you wanted to, you know, learn a bit more about it, you'd obviously have to roll an investigation because you spotted it. But you know that the size and the color and the shape that of what they are, that this is definitely scales of dragons.
He will tuck that information away for the moment and see whether he can spot anything more along those lines as he's walking around.
Okay. So, as Sondal leads you to the central hub, where you're met by a massive cylindrical tower, which you couldn't see from the outside. But as you look up, it's about 400 feet in the air. It's about 120 feet wide, and it's like the main center of this space. And that's where Sondal takes you as you arrive at the central hub, and this building is called the hub. And as you hit the ground floor level, there are many people running about. Gnomes, dwarves, humans, all very busy. The ratio is like, for every 3 humans, there's 1 gnome and 2 dwarves in this area.
I'm assuming you would know like what check-in desk to go to.
Yeah, absolutely. You head over to the check-in desk. You're met by a fairly, what would be definitely described as a pretty female dwarf. Looks far less rugged and beaten than Jathuni does. Very prim, very clean. Hey, listen, Jathuni, you're not the prettiest lady. You're a battle maiden, not a pretty lady. This dwarf is literally gussied up. She looks very clean. Her hair's done really nicely. And she's sitting at a desk and says, "Oh, you have a missive?"
I do indeed. You look very lovely today.
Oh, I do try.
And he hands over the missive.
Thank you very much. And she literally, you guys see a little shoot, and it shoots up. Any other business, cutie?
No. Any workshops of interest? Any new contraptions you have been creating that might be a good view for the newcomers to the city?
Oh,
Any points to the group?
You brought a bunch of new people to Gearsom. Oh, how is your first time, lovelies? Are you finding the city pretty?
It could use
Sure.
more trees.
It's part of the progress of the city. You're right. Green space is something we have forgone for the sake of betterment. I'm going to assume you're a druid. But what I would say, please try the water fountains. They're fresh water. And I bet you haven't had that come out of a fountain before, just anywhere in the city. It's new, it's very good. Another thing that we are doing, Master Saundal. Well, we have like toy kites, but you press them and they extend and you can glide on them. Very nice.
Oh.
Yes, we've had some races recently. It's been a little bit disheartening having to leave the battlefield so kept, so dead. And you watch as her face kind of turns and she looks at you. I wish we could remove the dead, but it's deemed work not worth doing when the numbers are so large. It will fettered and grow the ground anew after a time. Morbid, but true.
Indeed.
Got a bar? In?
I know a bar.
And it's as you guys say that a tube comes back down, and she takes it. She looks at it. Master Saundar, one moment, please. And she beckons you to lean in.
Yeah, he leans in.
And she turns the paper over to you. And it says nothing but head to the antechamber.
Okay.
Bring the other.
Bring the others. Yeah. And he just nods.
Well, ladies, gentlemen, if you could head into the lift over there, please.
The what?
The lift.
It's like a walking staircase. It
will
lifts you up.
automatically.
I have a place to be, and unfortunately you must come, otherwise you'll be throwing into the jails. If you follow, please. And he walks towards the lifts.
As you walk towards the lifts,
I asked Carr, you know what a lift is?
I know of lifts with currents of air and for flying, but
Oh, maybe it blows us up there.
No, they're harmless. And Aveline walks after them.
okay, and as you head to the lift, you stand on a disc, like a marble disc, and you hear the and as you feel a force shove, and there's a moment where you're all kind of like, whoa, what the fuck? And the balance stops, and you hear a voice call out, where are you heading?
The antechamber.
And before you even finish the word, the force shoving you up. It feels like it should be shoving you into the disc itself, but it doesn't. You kind of like meet the inertia and the speed, and everything seems to be quite a nice, easy pace. And as you hit that top level, a door slides open.
Like handrails or anything in this thing?
Nope.
No? Okay. Alright. Then Rosie just looks very uncomfortable through the experience.
Fair. And as the door
Aveline's
opens,
standing with her arms crossed the whole time.
I take it, Rosie, you're just getting off like super fast, like fuck that shit, I'm out.
Yep.
Okay, and as you step into the antechamber, there are two people waiting for you. A male with long, beautiful, shiny, long braided hair, extremely gorgeous face. His eyes glow. And next to him, a lady. She, a human-looking creature, has ice white hair down to her ankles, tied in a beautiful braid that flows out every now and again in like what looks like feathering, in a singular slit white dress. The man topless, the lady fully clothed, and they stand before you.
Would Sorndal know them, or would this be new to him?
Make a history check, Sorndal. Okay.
Nope.
So as you try and pat your wild hair down, the glow of these two's eyes is the first thing that catches you. Carr, I want you to make as the only... No, Carr and Thuni. You're the only live players in this that would have seen anything like this before.
So what was it you
Both
wanted
of you
us to
make a
roll?
history, please. History.
I'm not good
Sorry,
with
Gar.
I'm not good with history. The only thing he's worse with is charisma.
It's that bird brain. It goes in one side, goes out the other.
So, as you take that moment, Jathuni, your eyes widen as it can't be, because he died. Who the fuck is this Stromore looking motherfucker? And what the fuck is this woman? The glowing eyes? It's not an image you're gonna forget anytime soon.
I lean over to Carr. Do you recognize him?
No, you don't.
Stromore.
But Jathuni,
I
you
was
know it
not
can't be
expecting
Stromore.
that.
You know it can't be.
As this is going on, Sorndal will just take a knee, my lord, my lady.
I want. Okay.
And
fair enough.
I keep elbowing Carr. Don't you remember?
The insight was on Jathuni, by the way. Just to see what Carl's thinking. Maybe she's had one or two too many hits to the head.
I would
No,
say
that's
with a 10, she's fucking serious, man. But look, you guys, Rosie, you would know this. You witnessed the end of Stromore. Jathuni and Carl would be the only ones alive who have actually seen him in his human form. But it's Jathuni. It's fucking remarkable.
No, that's why she keeps elbowing Carr. She's looking for some kind of, like...
Carl just looks there and it's like, but we saw Stromore die.
I know, right?
But well, whatever.
And it's where the hand comes forward. Speak no more of my cousin.
Cousin?
At which point Carl's like, what? Sorry?
What? Huh?
What?
I need a moment of your focus, bird. Dwarf. I am the cousin of Stromore.
I thought they were all gone.
And it's as you say that the lady speaks. Some of us, my child, are gone. I myself, and you watch as she cries, tears of the unremorsing, unrelenting sadness that she's still not overcome yet. I lost my husband at this very city. I watched as the Iron Mother tied him down and cut his life. With us. They are gone now. But we hear many things with our network. And she points to you, Sonda.
Hmm?
Your letter proves what we have been thinking all along. That the people's champions fight for the dragons and the safety of all kinds. I was gonna say mankind, but it doesn't fucking work in D&D to say mankind. Because it's not.
It really doesn't.
Sentient.
Yes, all sentient beings. And she turns to you, Carr, to you, Jathuni, and to you, Rosie. Each of them, that stare, that momentary glance that just says, will you help without saying it?
So you want us to take on the people's champions? Like confused, like a question, like
We
did I
won't-
Did I hear it right?
Carr sort of looks at them, and is like, the people's champions are no more. It kind of fell apart after the events in Pencaster.
You
We
can say that again.
we've only just now. I mean, I've been here for a month trying to get in to find information about the family of 9. Rosie and Jathuni have only just arrived. I mean,
We're looking for the Crystal Mage. If you've seen him, or Emerald Runner. That's it. Sorry.
Okay. I thought you were actually talking about the Crystal Mage.
No. I meant the Emerald Runner is what we were looking for.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is okay. Would Jathuni have made that slip on, like, would that be a Jathuni slip or?
No, because we're actually, he said that we had just gotten here. It was like, yeah, we're looking for the Emerald Runner. I just slipped.
Okay.
Just realized Rosie doesn't even know about the Crystal Mage.
Nope, Rosie doesn't. No, yes, you do.
No, she wasn't.
Was you not at the dragon battle?
No.
Nope.
She came after.
Magshaw.
Oh shit! So yeah,
She was
Rosie, you
back.
have no idea. Or how that
She
would
might
have
have heard.
changed.
She might have heard the story.
She would have definitely heard the story because was on the continent, but she wouldn't know anything about specifically. Anyway, we digress.
Yeah.
As you, the Emerald Runner, she looks at you. She says, "This is an odd to bring up. What do you know of the Moloon?"
Rosie and I are looking for him.
The card looks at them and
He just-
looks back at the dragons, or well, the humanoid visions,
Yeah.
and it's like, there was a green Maloon trapped in Pencaster. It
We released him. He got out. He destroyed all the schools, and now we're trying to catch him again.
he was fighting an Aaronroth.
And it's as you say,
Rosie.
Aaron Roth. Go on, Rosie. I won't jump.
As they're talking, Rosie's gonna kind of look over at Carr and Jathuni and just kind of whisper, "Do you think we can trust them?" Pointing to the two people over there. Like she's not like trying to hide it, but she's not trying to be.
It's all right.
Yeah.
I rolled a 2 and a 3 with my perception, so don't worry.
I'm assuming Rosie's referring to Aveline and Sorrendale.
No, she's talking to the dragons.
Right.
I just shrug. Mhm.
Well, they seem to know about us, and
Of course we know about you. You are the people's champions, Carr. You, Lady Night Singer, Rosie, Jathuni, Benjamin. What's the other one? The small one. Juan Delgato.
Well, you ask what we know about the Maloon.
I do.
I know. Out of us, I probably know the most, and yet at the same time, I know the least.
Easy.
You might say I've developed an unintended intimate relation with them. And as she says this, she goes ahead and she removes the mask.
Oh shit.
Now, none of us know anything about this gem either in her eye, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
You've seen it. You would have seen it, but that's about it.
Yeah.
But we wouldn't have seen it like in the form that she's going to take her mask off and present it to us in, essentially.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Be like, whoa.
And as you take the mask off, Rosie, the unbeknownst to you, the veins of crystal that are now extending around where the mask is, your face only slightly altered due to the use of the crystal. You are. She rolled a nat 20, but. You are. How do I even say it? You are one with it?
Would seem so.
Interesting. And she steps forward and tries to touch your face. And I'm glad you did that, because it's as you step forward, the essence in you kind of is almost like a precognitive warning. Don't let her touch it.
Yeah. Rosie kind of pulls back. Please don't.
I am sorry, child. You must understand. The crystalline mage that is terrorizing this world right now is how can I put this? Is killing us. All of us. Do you know of the war? The ancient war?
Not a lot. The information I have came from the Green Maloon we encountered, and it was but a child. All it knew was they were being kidnapped from their home, brought here to this plane, tortured, abused, mutated, and mutilated.
And that is everything the Ashen did. Or as we know them, Ash Corp. A conglomerate of elves who ran effectively the world 3,000 years ago. A duty-bound bunch of aristocratic, power-hungry elves. Is the cousin of Stromor takes over. A hungry, damaged, hurt group of elves who sought nothing but the destruction of the dragons, sheerly because we would outlive them and because we were more powerful than them by nature. We, as dragons, have lived on this planet for millennia more than any other race. We allow you to thrive, to grow. We don't even interfere in your politics when you try to destroy our planet. We sit back, we watch, we engage on a small level. But when the Ash Corp realized what we were and what we could do, they developed weapons. They pulled things from other dimensions. They created what we fondly know him as Crystalline Mage. A Maloon of red, heightened and angered to the point of insanity. Rosie, it's at that moment, a momentary flash in your mind. Those beasts glowed red when you fought against Benjamin's father.
The
Yeah.
the essence of rage, pretty much.
Yep. You have that moment link in that. You, for a second, comprehend Crystalline Mage's rage.
Mm-hmm.
And then, as the lady in white takes a step back, opens her hands, and a field of vision as a major illusion encompasses the whole room. This is what we know so far. And you see Lady Arwen prodding, poking, injecting a small creature, a child, begging for help, shifting, phasing colors, growing, deforming, growing, standing tall, and then turning deep red, screaming, attacking, and then a crown upon its head, turning crystalline, but then stopping, looking around. And then a voice from around the corner, an unseen voice. What is your mission, child? My mission? My mission is to destroy the dragon. Why? For they are the calamity of the world. So says the Ashen Corp. You mean Aaron Roth? Yes, Lord. Aaron. vision goes blank. The illusion fades. This is what they do. And then another vision appears. She casts Major Illusion again. And you guys are above Gearsom, looking down as the crystalline mage is bombarding the city with blast after blast after blast. Stromor, Adrian are both, all three, fighting against this crystalline energy. Two white dragons and a brass dragon standing before the city, protecting it with a dome of power. It's blasting, it's rage, it's wheeling, spinning. Then Adrian, swooping out, clearing the front. You see a group of people heading for a boat, and the eyes, dragon-like, zero in on a crew of people, and you hear the mental thought, this is too much for them. I must give them a way out. Those heroes cannot save the day. And as Adriel dives out of the barrier, you hear his wife call, "No, my love!" And as the harpoons fire and miss, and he blasts them with ice, killing hundreds, blasting again with ice as the crystalline mage spins and whirls, Stromor bursting out of the fucking shield, attacking the crystalline mage as this dragon is clearing a path for your old player party. Unbeknownst to your party, you thought you had a free run due to the fact that you escaped and were unseen, and you are now witnessing the truth as players. Forget your characters. That you were saved by a white dragon. The thousands and thousands of boats, not boats, people, the hundreds of boats that were there. You were never going to survive that without that help. But they believed in you as players, your ability to survive. And you watch as this boat leaves, and as Adriel turns, the first harpoon takes it. Then the second, and he is dragged to the ground. The cheers of the Arinroth rise. The tears and screams of his wife as she bursts out. The shield fails as she drops her magic. Stromor screams, "Don't drop the shield!" And it's too late. She's charging. And then it happens. The chopping, the cleaving, the head rolling. The scream, the bellow, the rage, the laughter of the crystalline mage. Stromor back in the city, putting the barrier up, the damage already done. And the image fades. And she stands before you. I will not lie. The last party of people were not strong enough. We spend our time fighting this mage, and we cannot affect change. Now one of our brethren, has declared war and has awakened the tribes. Kobolds, the Dragonkins, the Dragonborns will surely join us. But this is not what we want, because it would lead to the destruction of all the people. We need a small party of people to effect change, to divide where these Arinroth leaders are, finish them once and for all. Will you help us? She turns, walks to the open balcony, jumps out the window and turns into the great white dragon. The Stromore-looking fellow who hasn't given you his name yet turns and says, "Do you realize the risks she takes showing herself for you? The evidence she is giving you that she should not be in her form. It does nothing but hinder her now." And you look as one of her wings is completely, all the webbing is just gone, and she's like one wing flying, and it's clearly so difficult for her. But more so, the vision of the white dragon is enough to send a message out to anyone that she is still alive. She risks herself to show you the truth. Now, will you help us?
Carl's basically put sort of like one on one together and everything with the flakes and the scales that he was seeing around the city. Before he answers, he just turns around and said, "The truth is already visible in the city. I've been here for less than an hour, and I've seen evidence. Well, now I put it together, but see evidence of 3 of you here. There's flakes of your scales throughout the city." Yes, I understand her putting on this display. It makes it even more obvious that if they have spies, they will know.
We have no options left. We are the last 2. Let me be clear. The last 2 for peace. We only want the crystalline mage gone and the Arinroth seeded. Layla Nightsinger already knows this. She has been spoken. She heads to Morin Watch now to enact the change she has agreed to. Will you help?
I look at the others and I cannot speak for them. As I said, I've come here. I've been putting aside and put behind me the troubles with Aaron Roth these last few months to focus on saving my home from this family of 9. These Nagas and Yante like creatures. I came here looking for information on how to defeat them and protect my home. Um,
Is it not one and the same?
are they working with the Aronroth?
I can't say, but the point I make is this. What part of the world will exist if we don't stop what is to come? I'm telling you, we cannot stop this mage. It is too angry and too strong. We can hold it at bay, but that at best only increases its rage. We already lost 2 of our brothers.
How will defeating the leaders of the Aronroth defeat it? It we we looking at Jathuni, and it's like we saw what it could do. It took out 3 of your brethren as if it was nothing, as if they were nothing.
Your mission is not to stop this mage. Your mission, find the original leader of the Arinroth, of Ashkor, the head of the Ashen Order, the Ashen Crown. It is so important. We believe it is his voice in that memory that we have. We believe he carries with him a device that will stop the anger towards us. It will point the anger elsewhere. And maybe, just maybe, we can find a way through magic to help it get home. Or, and I will tell you this not as a threat, but as a fact. I say that there is only 2 of us because only 2 of us wish to have peace. The rest are ready to start again. Wipe the planet anew.
Hmm. So Rosie finally starts speaking up. And she's been standing there pretty much silent for most of this, watching these images that they create before her, showing her these scenes. And as they do, that pain that she felt over the 3,000 years that the Green Maloon had endured comes back to her. And as she's standing there, she feels her own rage becoming more and more prominent, but also, again, that sadness for what has been done to these creatures. And as she's just standing there, almost shaking with the emotion that she feels, you guys can see almost small spikes of crystal forming down her arms. This deep purple crystal that forms into claws at the tips of her fingers before she finally speaks up. If it puts an end to the Aaron for the atrocities they've committed, I will help. And I may yet even be able to help this red mage as well.
Thank you.
We'll need I will certainly need more power before I can do much, though.
I thought you were going to pull a Frodo bag and say, but I do not know the way.
It's Rosie. That's a default. You can show me where to find more of these crystals, maybe even other, if there are any other examples of these experiments that they have conducted to create these red things. It would give me a chance to absorb more power as well as possibly work out a way to, if possible, neutralize it. As I've come to learn in the last 3 months, this is a very emotion-driven power. And it's going to take a lot to calm that much rage.
The truth is this. The main source of what we know to be the power was in Pencaster. I know there is a place, a machine called Harmony that has a very large bank of Moloon energy. It is in liquid form and is used to create clone-like demi things of what would be a Moloon.
We interacted with Harold on this one, right?
You
This
interact
group.
With both.
Yeah, this group has interacted with Harold and Harmony.
Okay.
Um,
And Jathuni, it's at this moment. Sorry, I apologise, Carl.
No, I was just going to say, I look at Jathuni as if to say, not to say anything, just to wait to see what Jathuni says, and thinking, well, we're the only two who we know where Harmony is.
Yeah. Then she's got that kind of like when he says harmony, he like kind of got that like you didn't see my hand in the cookie jar kind of look.
I would like to take a quick second as players, in fact, that characters, to really take in what Rosie just said. For anyone who wasn't listening, or maybe missed it, she has the ability to absorb more power from these crystals, and she's looking for sources of power. Just in case you missed.
No, Carr has clocked that. He's concerned. But
Adrene lies in, shifts into her form now. So what say you? Will you or will you not stand and help us bring peace? It starts with Balathith's fall at the hands of Lady Nightsinger. Hopefully she can pull enough favor in to lead a court of people into finding, well, her heritage. We know that Targanarith is dead. We know that Chester Copperpot currently runs the Arinroth. And we know that the city of Edrath fallen. That the dragon heart is dead. Well, Yes, is dead. Only the soul and the mind remain. And that most of the Arimlos' focus right now is on that lonely dragonborn island. That is where our kin will send our troops first. So you do have some time.
Just being quiet and in the background, Sorndal kind of pipes up. Do you know the name of this leader of the Ash Corps? Someone I can fester out some information from unknowing
His name
members?
doesn't exist in the annals of this world.
Then how does he lead?
If we knew that, why would I need you? Now his name, we do know. His name is Arin Narith.
I'm more inclined to help you, but you know the guild. I would need you to sequester my services from the guard, otherwise I will be recalled.
This is something we cannot do. We cannot sequester you. We cannot make it obvious that we have taken hand in this moment. Now,
No. You ask for me to deliver a message of yours to wherever we need to go, and then I can
That,
get lost.
or Rosie looks over at Carr and is like, that, or perhaps the what's left of the People's Champion could hire you.
That would perhaps shine a brighter light than we want.
fuck. Neil saw that too. Fucky fucks. Oh, Tom, you bastard.
DOS.
Okay.
Carr.
And finally, go
I was
on,
gonna
take the
say,
floor, please.
Carr looks back at Jathuni. Sighs a little, which is kind of a strange sound coming from a bird.
Beak.
And that again says, I was sent here to look for information or something that could stop the attack on my home. I do not know whether you have any knowledge of these family of 9 or their kin, but Stromor and his kin gave us time to escape this red mage, this entity that you speak of. And he looks at We have already been to Harmony.
She just nods her head. Like,
We have
yep.
met Chester Cobblepot.
Yep.
Last we know, he was in Winter's Beach, but then he followed us. He was looking for another of these places like Harmony, and he followed us. I don't know where he is now, but you say you want us to find their leader.
You must find the machine they call Merlin. Merlin is a tracker. I don't know if you saw recently in the sky.
Sorry, you cut out on Marlon for a second.
I don't know if you saw the rockets recently in the sky. And obviously you have no recollection of what rockets are. And as you guys all make the same face when he says rockets, large, steel, like probably you thought they were dragons with lots of steam coming out and they were flying around. Probably scared a whole bunch of people.
Maybe.
Well, we now know that Harold, not Harold either, it's not fucking Harold, it's Merlin, is reconstituting the map of the world. If you find Merlin, we believe it is somewhere on Bodenwell. Maybe if you could find Kai Longsong, he head back to Hartham. He might have information of where this is. If you find him, he may be able to help you find Merlin. Before anyone says anything, Aveline, you come from the mountains of Morin Watch. That is your home area. What I will say is I want you please to make a investigation. The investigation is going to be a 18 to see if you've come across the entrance.
Can I cast guidance on myself for doing this?
No guidance.
Damn it.
Investigation.
Fuck, so close!
As you sit there, you feel like, with the 17, you have searched most of your home. There are very few outcrop reaches that you have not been to. It would probably take you less time if you had a little bit more information. You being from Morin Watch would know the name Kai Longsong because the Bard Stravaganza happened last year where you're from, and he came second place to the one and only Reginald, but second place nonetheless. So that name is truly familiar to you, both of them. Yeah. Well, Cinnabon.
I miss my girl.
Well, you've only got one person to blame for that one.
No people to blame.
Fiona.
There's no one to blame. There's no one to blame.
Okay,
Okay.
so Aveline's finally going to step forward.
Okay.
She doesn't hide that she was crying watching the dragons and hearing about everything. And she looks around and says softly, "None of you really know me. I was sent here by Layla to help Carr and the People's Champions. But I'm also of the land, but connected more to the past. It holds more meaning to me than most truths." And she's gonna summon Bowser to prove her point.
And as you summon Bowser, the space around you, momentarily you are slightly concerned that there may not be enough space. And as Bowser comes into...
Well, he's just a medium creature at the moment.
Oh, that's true. He is just a medium creature. So as you summon in this little Bowser with his hard, bomby knocker-like tail and spiked outer shell and this beautifully cute face, lovely short stubby legs, you guys look at something straight out of history. You're looking at an Ankylosaurus.
Best dinosaur.
Hey, it was that or chance it with a baby dragon, but I don't think I would have got that lucky. So I also from the mountains around Mornwatch, and I've traversed most of it.
Will you help them?
This is why Layla sent me. She trusted me to help, so that's why I'm here. And after seeing and hearing everything, I would help regardless.
You watch as Adian is just crying. Not loud, just streams of tears. Giving out this information has been difficult enough for her. For her to re-show her dragon form, it's a great risk to her to do so. A bigger risk than she should be taking, which you already said, Carr. And it's the recognition of that, I think, for you guys, whether you choose to help or not, she really means what she says when she says she wants peace between everybody. But she can't get it alone, and she means it. There are but 2 dragons left. And just for the heads up, story-wise, as in the world arc, the Arinroth are invading the Mugra shores. Dragonborns, and we'll say that they explain this to you. The Dragonborns are losing. They're outnumbered like 6-1. They've already lost one of the Guardian Heart. Well, they've lost the Guardian Heart. Another will be chosen. But that beautiful baby girl, 8 years old, gone. That happy little red dragonborn female that you all loved so much when she was alive. As the former party is dead. Oh, he's shit. Wicked. There is a battle going on that you're not asked to enter. Your mission is more important than these Dragonborns' lives, effectively, is what you're being told. And now your decision must be made. Will you help, or will you not?
The Aaron Roth are number one on Rosie's shit list, so she's definitely helping.
Carr looks at both of them. I will help, but I have a condition.
Name it. You're about to name it, and you hear the the insistence from Adion. Like she just, whatever it is.
As I said, I was sent here for information or to find something that would protect my village, my tribe. If I cannot stay here to look for that information or do that, I will need someone to do it in my place.
I will search the libraries for you. And you watch as the brass dragon turns to you and says, I will do one better. I shall guard stead your home for you. No family of any number or creature who wishes to harm your people shall pass through my hands uncut. I give you my word. How long do you wish for me to stay? Cannot do this forever. Court of the Wings will be convened soon. The decision on how our war shall continue will be decided soon.
For as long as you are able, or your kin has managed to find something that my kin can use.
I will tell you this for free. You know only a wish can end a Naga.
I do.
You realize that might mean that the destruction of your village may be inevitable.
Village can be rebuilt.
Stupid fucking guys.
We're used to... Well, we used to be more nomadic, but
Maybe you should.
it seems... I don't know whether it's the village or the people that they are after.
Make a history check.
Oh, I'm good at them.
It's not so much the people, but you people. There's a family, namely your family. You carry something inside you. Not every Arakora has these visions. And it's at this moment that you realize maybe it's you and your family.
Thinking about that, he's like, I asked for to have a quick look through my pack or anyone's if they've got pen, paper.
We'll just say that you've got some.
Yeah,
No
I
problem.
write a hasty note down
Okay.
to both Sia and my mum.
Okay.
Basically say lines to that effect, saying that. Well, he hasn't given us a name yet, so saying that he's will help protect the village.
Okay.
But it could be that these creatures are coming for our family specifically.
And it's as you try and write this note without his name that you ask it. My name is Lanistrea. Cousin of Stromo.
What was the lady dragon's name? I've forgotten.
Hey dear.
So Carr's like, with that bargain, I will go. And then just looks at
Lanistrea steps forward and
looks
grabs your hand.
looks at Jithuni at the same time as if to say, well, come on.
You know me. I'm always up for a fight.
We'll be sure to find you lots of fights to be in.
I got nothing to gain or lose.
Do you hand the message to Saundal?
Yeah. Oh, sorry. No. I'm giving the message to the dragon.
Lanistrea?
Yeah.
Okay. As you hand the message to him, he looks to you, Saundal.
Mm-hmm.
I'm paying you. And he gives you 30 gold pieces
Okay.
to deliver me a message, please. The Lady Night Singer.
Okay.
You pull out your quill. Lady Night Singer. We have a mutual friend who is seeking the wisdom of Merlin. Please find this message well, and what we have agreed is in place.
He does that, and then he's got I would assume it's some kind of magical wax that he melts, and
Yep.
he asks for their seal.
And he literally, he doesn't give you a seal. He turns his hand partially into the dragon and just puts his claw across the wax.
Okay. It shall be delivered.
He is in your service. Whether you trust him or not is on you. Adir, she turns to you and says, Carr, I will find some information of this family of 9. Please don't think that I go lightly with the support that you offer. Shall be remembered in the annals of time, all of you. My love will not have died in vain. Now go. Go now. Time short. Head to Hartham. Find Kai. He will have the information you need. And as you guys leave the room, taking the lift downstairs, is anyone doing anything for the last moment of the night?
I'm hugging Bowser.
Okay. And as you hug Bowser, that'll be the last part of tonight's session. Okay. So,
Fair.
that's the end of tonight's session. Last roll of all these beautiful dice. For no reason other than the fact that I like rolling them. Thank you very much for staying and watching. I hope you have enjoyed the session. And if you have, please, please, please give us a like, a follow, a sub, whatever you can, just to support the stream. We're trying to grow this stream, trying to get more people watching this campaign, this content, because, well, I love doing it and I'd like to get paid to do it. I'm not going to lie to you. If you have enjoyed this campaign story, I've got 2 players who stream as well. Their messages just popped up in the chat, and that is Minas Murdoch and Yoda the Bear playing Rosie and Carl. Obviously, there's been no combat tonight, so there's not been anything to watch, but the last 2 sessions have been a major step forward in the timeline, but we should be able to get into something a little bit more hairy and scary next week. So, wherever you are on the fucking planet, thank you very much for spending time with us. We hope you enjoyed the session. If you did, please give us a follow, subscription, or anything you can. Have a lovely night wherever you are on the planet. Peace. We are out.